Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
everybody. We both wanted to say hi at the same time.
Welcome to the Mom Connection.
Happy Wednesday. How are you doing, Erica? I know we usually start off with how our weekends went. How are you doing? How's everything?
Everything is going good. What did we do this weekend? I had a baby shower. We cleaned, got ready for the week, did a little Sunday reset, and that was it. What about you?
Same. We didn't. Isaiah actually sent me a spontaneous message Friday night and was like, "Are you tired?" And I was like, lazy, but not sleepy." And he's like, "Do you want to go to the movies?" And I was like, "Sure." So we went to go watch It Ends with Us again. And he went with me to go
Did he
watch
like
it. So
it?
he said 7 out of 10. He's like 7 out of 10. And I said, okay. So I'm trying to convince him to read the book now. And I'm like, if you thought that, I was like, you should read the book. So yeah, other than that, we didn't do anything, but I was very happy Friday because I was like, oh, it's like you're so
Aw,
cute. Yeah. So that was my sappy weekend. But yeah, it was good.
that's cute. I'm glad you guys got to go out and have a little bit of alone time.
Yeah, it was nice. We got home and knocked out. I could tell you that because the showing was at 11. So we got home like close to 2.
Dang,
I was
that's
like,
late.
it was so cute, but I was like, this is way past my bedtime,
That's way past my bedtime, too. I'm never awake that late.
girl. But yeah, that was my weekend.
That's good. Well,
Hmm.
I know we talked about domestic violence last week and kind of like
Hmm.
if you would stay or have you been in a situation like that type of thing.
Where you
So,
forgive.
yeah, so I figured we could talk about cheating. I know it's kind of in the same, like, do you forgive someone for cheating type thing? But I was on TikTok with George today, actually, and we were looking up this thing called micro cheating. And I have never heard of it. Like, I never knew
What
this even existed.
what is that? 'Cause I don't even know what you're talking about. But I'm old, girl, so I don't know.
Same. I was like, wait, what is this? Well, I guess it's like different things that could be considered micro cheating. Here, like some things that this girl said, I follow or this person put on TikTok. They said things that I consider to be micro cheating: secretly messaging someone, deleting messages, complaining about your partner to other people, seeking friendships with new people you find attractive, which got me thinking, like, do you consider these things cheating too, or is that just like something new that people are talking about now that are considered cheating?
That is crazy. I thought I
Mhm.
mean, up until you said complaining to other people about your spouse, like I thought it was going to be just technology related, like liking other people's pictures, like DMing somebody. But then you
Mhm.
said that and that kind of threw me off like another way.
Yeah.
I don't think complaining to other people, I mean, maybe if you're complaining to somebody of the opposite sex, like if I had a guy friend and I was complaining to my guy friend about
Mhm.
Isaiah, I would be like, okay, like that's kind of, not right. But if I mean, I complain about Isaiah to you, to Nally. I'm sure he complains about me to his friends, so to our therapist now. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I again, maybe if it's like a close guy friend or girlfriend, you know what I mean? The opposite sex, then maybe I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, you shouldn't do that. That's disrespectful. But I don't think complaining. The other stuff, I don't know. That's honestly been a really good question. And I've heard that brought up in a lot of videos that I've seen on social media, like, and they say that it is the people that are like talking about it. They're like, if you're a man, and don't tell me that because we had this discussion in one of our first episodes that Isaiah was liking other girls' pictures. Like they're like, if your man is liking another girl's picture, that's cheating. Like if your man is sending DMs to some other girl, that's cheating. And I'm like, well, damn, like, is it?
It gets you thinking, huh? Like, is that really considered cheating? Because for me, like, cheating means like this is physical, right? Like, you're kissing someone else, sleeping with someone else, doing all that. But then I also see the emotional, like, you
Yeah.
texting somebody else, you like
Having that, I
opening up
think
your
that
feelings.
like a friend, like it starts off as a friendship, but then it becomes
Mm-hmm.
that thing where like you're constantly thinking of that person. Like if you see something online that's funny or nice, or you hear a song, you're like, oh, let me send it to that person. Like, oh, let me send it to,
Yeah.
like, that person pops in your mind, and it's kind of like, no, it shouldn't be that person. It should be your
It
wife
should
or
be
your
your
husband, your partner, like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It should not be that other person. And if that other person's coming, and if you're hiding it, then that should say a lot already. Like, you're
yeah.
in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like, if you're sending DMs and you're hiding them or have them on silent or whatever it is, you're obviously, that it's wrong. So
Mhm.
maybe I mean, honestly, given what I went through with Isaiah, I can't say liking is cheating.
But if he was to take it, like, if he would have taken it to the next level, which obviously he didn't, right? Do you
No,
feel that that would have been, like, unacceptable and,
yes.
like, you would have been
Like,
done automatically?
yeah, if he was messaging like other girls and like, hey, let's hang out, or just flirtatious messages, then yeah, I would take it as like you cheated. But I know a lot of people don't agree with that. But I
Mhm.
think that it is like you're basically with social media nowadays, it's just done through a phone. But if you were
Mhm.
at a bar with this girl and you were telling her, like, hey, like, what did you do this weekend? And you're just conversating and you're flirting with her and expecting something out of it, that's like you're basically your intent is to probably to cheat. Like you're flirting with this girl knowing it's gonna lead somewhere, you know? So I think yes. I don't think the complaining though. I
No,
think
I don't
that's a
think that
little
either, because that I think you're right, though. I
we've
think
all cheated then
I know.
because
I think you're right, though. I think it depends on, like, who you're talking to and who you're complaining to. Because if you're complaining to someone who you have had feelings for, or
mm-hmm.
you used
Mm-hmm.
to date or something like that, then I would kind of consider that micro cheating or whatever the term is. But, like, obviously
Micro is just
complaining,
smaller, right?
yeah,
So it's just saying it like it's cheating, but it's a little bit of cheating, but it's like no, like either you
it's not
cheated or you
bad.
didn't. Like it's just
Yeah,
yes or no to me. Like to me, there's no gray. Like you did it or you didn't. Like none of this micro nonsense. Okay, like it's cheating.
exactly. Have you ever had anyone cheat and you forgive them?
Yeah. But I was in high school. It was Angel's dad. He was constantly well known in my high school by a lot of girls. So it was always like so I kind of yes, I have gotten cheated on, but I don't I felt like it was a younger like, I was at a younger age, like, it wasn't
Mhm.
like, now I'm kind of like, "Ah, like, whatever," like, if it was Isaiah or my previous, relationship that I was in, like, I think I've been, like, in 2, 3 long-term relationships, like, if it was them, then I can tell you, like, "Oh, like, it affected me," but I feel like with Gabriel, I was a little kid,
It
it
was
doesn't
too
count.
young.
Yeah, not that it doesn't count, it does, but I don't like it doesn't affect me or it didn't affect my life. Like I had Angel, like whatever, but not as I got older. Do you get what I'm saying?
I
Like I
get
didn't
you.
have, I don't know how to, I don't know if I'm wording it correctly and I'm sorry if I'm not. It's just, I feel like I was 17. He was, I mean, 16, 15. Like again, I would probably have more to say if it was like Isaiah or another one of my serious relationships that I had in my past.
Have you ever cheated?
No, but before Isaiah, I'm very I mean, you know that I'm for the most part confrontational, not in a sense like I'm gonna go beat somebody up, but like kind of where I'm like, I'll rather tell you how I feel than hide it. Before Isaiah, I was dating somebody for quite some time. And when I met Isaiah, I was talking to the other person and I told Isaiah, like, I'm still in this relationship or I'm still on and off with this guy. I was on and off. And I told this guy, like, I met Isaiah, like, I do have feelings for him. So I did tell both of them, like, I'm confused. Like, I have feelings for you and I have feelings for Isaiah. But I don't think that was cheating. I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
think
because
so.
I was on and off. And then ultimately, like, I was like, no, like, I have stronger feelings for Isaiah. Like, I'm going to be with Isaiah. Like, that's who I want to be with. But again, I personally think, like, just freaking tell them like
Mhm.
just tell them the truth. Like, it frustrates me, but that's
I
me. I
think
don't
so too.
know.
I think you have to be open and honest if you're in a relationship. Like, if you are talking to someone else or, like, even considering it, like, emotionally, anything, you have to say something, because even if it's missing in your relationship, I think you have to speak up and say,
Mhm.
this is missing. Like, you need to
Let's work on
get
it.
your
Like,
shit
let's fix
together,
it.
and exactly, let's work on it, let's fix it, let's go to therapy, whatever, right?
Mhm.
To make sure that you guys can fix it before cheating even
It's
happens.
broken. Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. If you guys both want it, like I would say communicate, like say it. Like
Mhm.
we had somebody reach out to us and they shared their story, which I thought was very interesting. And I did talk to Isaiah, like I asked him in like in our case, she did say that her husband had gained, I think, over 100 pounds. I don't recall the exact amount, but it was a good amount.
Mhm.
And then that she had talked to him about it for about 2 years, that she wasn't feeling that attracted to him anymore, that she wants him to like better himself. And he didn't do anything about his weight. I think he gained a good
He
amount. I
gained
don't
a
remember.
I think he gained a little bit more, right?
I don't remember. And I was like, to her, I was like, that's good that you told him how you felt, but they ended up having an open relationship, and then they ended up not, obviously their marriage, she said their marriage fell apart after that, but I thought she did the right thing by telling him and waiting
Mhm.
2 years to try to let him change and respond to that.
Mhm.
But what do you think? How did you feel about that situation that she shared with us?
I agree. I think she did do a good job, like, telling him how obviously how she felt, obviously saying, like, "This is something that I want, like, I don't want you to
Well, yeah, because sex
be."
is important in a marriage, and
Exactly, exactly, and if you just aren't feeling it with that person, you obviously have to speak up, like, you can't keep
yep.
that in. Um, I think she did say that she, like, felt like she wanted to cheat as well, and I've been in that situation because I feel like with my obviously not George because 'cause we're still together, but with the kid's dad, I, um I did feel, like, not wanted, and I felt like he kind of just pushed me to the side when he was doing his thing, and it's funny because I worked with a guy and he would send me songs all the time and would be like, "This is how a man should treat you. Like, this is what he should be telling you. This is what."
Oh, girl, he was for sure trying to get it in, or
Yeah,
not even get it
for
in, but
sure.
trying to like,
Yeah.
you know, get
But
there.
he made me feel what the kid's dad
Seen,
wasn't. Yeah, like
wanted,
he
seen.
exactly. He made me feel like, "Oh, damn, that's how a man should be treating me." Like, obviously, I knew what he wanted, but
Mm-hmm.
he just made me feel the way that I was missing from the kid's dad, and he's actually which is so crazy, he's actually the reason why I left because he was like, "Leave him." Like, he wasn't telling me to come with him. Like, he was just like, "Leave him, like, you deserve better, like, you should not be there." And I was like, "You're right, like, I don't deserve this." And he did something very immature and stupid one time when I was working, and I will never forget it, and ever since then, like, and that guy was there at work when it happened, he was like, "You need to leave. Like, that's enough." And he, like, pushed me to be that person, and it made me think of that girl because she, like, literally went what did she put? That she ended up having an affair, right, with him?
Mm-hmm.
With somebody else, and that just made because I didn't all we did was kiss me and this guy, but it made me feel like I should do more because I was already getting cheated on. I was already not getting the things that I wanted
Attention, like,
from him.
mm,
Exactly.
that's crazy. No, I mean, do you think in that case, like, let me fix myself here. Do you think in that case, like, I don't know, like you would have told the kid's dad, like, look, like you've been treating me like shit. Like, I deserve better. Like, I have attention elsewhere. Like, I'm just gonna go for it. Because I mean, I've told Isaiah, like, if the day ever comes that you're not attracted to me, like you just don't want to be with me, like you feel like this isn't working or this isn't what you want, I'm like, tell me. Don't go and cheat on me. Don't go and make me look dumb and make our marriage like some piece of paper we signed. Like, just be
Mhm.
straight out. I told him I would do the same. I was like, if I wasn't didn't want to be with you, I was like, it would be the hardest conversation ever. But I told him, I would tell you. Like, I just think it's better that way.
Mhm.
So do you think, with that being said, do you think that you would have done that? Like, you would have told, like, if you could go back and change that, do you think that you would have told the kid's dad, like, hey, like, you know what, like, I don't deserve this, like, I'm just gonna, you're not giving me what I need, you're being like an a-hole to me, I there's somebody else willing to treat me better, like, I'm just gonna go and try that out.
That's the thing though that I had already done that. I had already done everything I could to fix it. Like, I had already
Oh, you
been
had
like,
already like confronted him, like told him, like,
yeah,
I'm like, this, you're just not
yeah,
like,
like, I would be like, "Look, I know you're talking to someone else, like, if you obviously don't wanna be here, tell me, like, we can be done, like, it's fine." And he would
mm-hmm.
always deny it. So, at that point, I was like, "Why am I not cheating on him?" Pretty much is what my mentality was. Like, if
No,
he's
yeah, I
doing
mean,
it,
I'm
why can't
sure.
I do it? Exactly. And I feel like mine was more emotional for sure because I would message him at work. I would see him at work. I would send each other songs at work. Like, we would see each other outside of work. I would tell him I was working late and we'd go have dinner. So, yes, mine was very emotionally more than it was physically, but he did
Physically.
help me realize like, you obviously deserve somebody who's going to treat you like this and not the way he's treating you.
Do you think I mean, I know that you were with the kid's dad for a lot of years, and I know that in the beginning you did truly love him, but do you feel like towards the end of the relationship, were the reasons you were staying were for the kids, or because you felt like it was hard to leave, to start over, to like, I guess, what's the main reason that kept you forgiving him after he cheated?
I think it
Like,
was the
if you can
kids.
top it off to one reason, the kids.
I think for sure it was the kids. I just kept in my head, I kept thinking like I want that like family thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
growing up like with your parents divorced, I was like I don't want to be that person. Like even before I had kids, I would always say like I don't want to be a divorced mom. I don't want to have
Mm-hmm.
my kids. I want to have my kids every weekend. I don't want to do this whole you get to see your kids every other weekend type thing. I did not want that.
Yeah.
And luckily right now it's not like that because chooses not to, but at that point like it still makes me scared that if he does decide that he wants that, the kids are going to have to go on the weekends or every
Girl,
other
by the time
weekend.
that guy
True.
decides they're gonna
By
be
that time that
18, they're
happens, exactly. Yeah, which for lucky for me, it's not in that I'm not in that situation, but if I was,
mm-hmm.
obviously that would be really hard for me because I've even seen TikToks of like single moms who don't have their kids on the weekend and that weekend is like so hard for them. Yeah, you can go out and forget your worries, you know, but coming home to an empty house, like that's hard. Like coming home to your not having your kids there, that's really hard. And I feel like that was the main reason why I was there for so long.
Holding on.
And in the back of my head, I was like, I can't do this alone. Like, I have two kids. How am I going to support two kids by myself? Like, I kept thinking, and luckily, George would always be like, you're the one working. Like, you can do it by yourself. Like, you shouldn't even think that. So that was like another big reason why I was like, I should stay. Like, even though he's shitty and he is all these
What do
things,
you
like,
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, it's true. I mean, if I were in that situation, I probably feel like my decision would be, I mean, me that I make every decision based on my kids, I'd probably be like, okay,
mm-hmm,
like what's in the best interest for my kids, you know?
mm-hmm.
But do you think people that don't have kids, like, you think that they're truly, I mean, like I said, in high school I was cheated on several times by Angel's dad, but in my mind I was like, I love him. Like I love him. I love, which now I realize, sorry, but I don't think he was my first love. I don't think like Angel was my first love. I saw Angel and I was like, you know, but I think like I like, are we that, do we really fall in love that much where we're like, okay, like it's okay that you cheated, like I'm gonna forgive you. Like
Yeah,
when we
100%.
should know our value is, I know, but I think nowadays I feel like, I mean, I don't know honestly, but I feel like women value themselves more. Like I see my little sister and I'm like, girl, all power to you. Like you can do shit by yourself. Like I felt like at that, like when I was younger and I had, you know, with Gabriel, I was like, oh my God, like my world is ending because Gabriel like cheated on me, but I love him. And I'm like, oh my God, like whatever, whatever. And it's kind of like, no, like you can do so much better. Like, and I see like younger girls nowadays and I feel like a lot of them have a strong mentality, like no, like I
Mhm.
have my shit together, like I have more to offer than he does, like I don't need him. But not to belittle like girls that forgive for cheating, like no, because I feel like we truly think that we're in love with that person, that they're gonna change, that they're gonna, I don't know, love us the way we love them, you know?
Yeah, I do think that like the newer generation is very like on what they have and what like
Which
that
is
other
good.
person
Hmm.
is going to offer. Yeah, and I think back then I feel like me especially was like, "Oh my gosh, I love him." Like a week into knowing
Hmm.
this man and I had no idea how he was. Like I didn't even know like
Sorry, side note. Do you remember? Well, I don't know. We would write like people's names like on our binder or
yes.
like inside. I was like, oh my God.
Sign our name with their last name. I
Oh
used
my
to
God.
always
And
do that.
fold the little notes and hearts. I tell Angel, have you ever written a girl a note? He's like, no. And I'm like,
I
you want me to show
text
you how to
her.
do it? Like in a heart? And he's like, nobody does that. And I'm like, I bet you she'd be shocked if you
She
did.
would. She'd be like, "Damn, this guy took time to make me a little heart."
Yeah. Sorry, side note, but I
No,
was
it's
just
okay.
thinking about all the funny stuff we did when we thought we were in love in high
I
school, and
know. And I
I would.
thought I was in love up until I met the kid's dad. Every person I would meet, even
Mhm.
after the kid's dad, when I started dating, I would be like, "Oh my God, I love this man." And then George would
He's
be
the
like, "Do
one.
you?" Yeah. George would be like, "Erica, it's been a week. Like, come on." And I'm like, "It's okay.
You're
He's the
like, it's
one
the
for
best
me."
week ever.
Yeah. But
But maybe it was because the kid's dad was such a jerk that
Mhm.
when these guys came and, obviously it was nice because it
Sweet
was
talked
new. They were
me.
taking you on dates. It was, yes, exactly. Sweet talking you, treating you like a queen. You're like, oh, yeah, like I love him. But because the love you knew before them
Was
was like,
horrible.
yes. So obviously, I mean, it's understandable. Totally can get that because you didn't have a good example of love with the kid's dad, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. And I think now, like, and I tell Belly all the time, I'm like, when you get older, I will for sure tell you, like, the truth, like, what happened, like, why we're not together, like, everything, right? And I'm like, but I'm going to tell you so you learn and you know what kind of people not to date. Like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
you to think that dating someone that has 7 kids with 7 moms is okay, because obviously there's a reason why they have that many kids and they're not with their first baby mama or whatever. Like, I want her to know. And she's funny because she'll do that already. Like, we'll be watching a movie and she'll be listening and she'll be like, "Ooh, that's a red flag." Like, she already knows red flags. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm happy that she's going to be the type of person that's like, "You don't do this for me, like,
Cautious.
I'm done." Yeah. And even she waits for George to open the door for her. And we talk about it all the time. I'm like, she's going to be that one that if the man does not open the door, she's going to be like, "You know what? Just take me home. Like, I'm done. You don't open the door for me. Take me home."
I'm already
Which
home.
is
Just leave.
good. Exactly, which is good because I was never like that. Like, I was always the one that was like, "Oh, they bought me a cheeseburger. That means they love me. I'm good to go." And then they treated me like shit. And I was like, "Oh, this is the right way to be treated." Like, I never
Yeah.
realized how somebody should really be treated.
I think it's good that you experience the love that you have now with George because I think obviously when they someone treats you so bad and somebody you're in a new relationship and they're treating you so good, like you said, opening your door, just doing little things, you truly appreciate that because you didn't have that before. I feel like there are some relationships where those things go unnoticed or they kind of go like, oh, it's not a big deal. But no, it is a big deal. If your man is still opening your door, doing little things like taking you to the movies on a random Friday night after the kids are asleep, it's things we should appreciate because I mean, any for anybody that's been in a bad relationship, whether it's been cheating, hopefully not domestic violence, anything like that, like, and you're in a better relationship now, you know what we're talking about. Like those things are just things that you appreciate more. And if you're not in a relationship, totally fine. Enjoy your me time, because girl or guy, it's great to have me time. Because
For
let me
sure.
tell you, yeah. But back to the forgiveness of it. Do you think if you could go back in time, which I know we can't, but you would have left him a lot earlier? Or do you think that you staying just it's as ugly as it sounds, like it's good that you stayed because it made you who you are now. Like you're stronger, you're better, you were able to do it on your own. Like I'm one who truly thinks things happen for a reason. If you stayed that long, I do think it was for your own good. Like
Mhm.
God put you through that. I know you're not religious. I'm sorry. God
It's
put you
okay.
through that, but look at what you have now, like
Yeah.
George, who was always there, that like it was kind of like, oh, it's just George. I remember when we would hang out and
We
George
would
would
hang
go
out
with
all the
us.
time. George
Yeah.
was always there.
And I was like, I think George likes you. And you're like, no, he's just my friend. I was like, okay, that's cool.
He was
I'm
just in
just
love
saying.
with me that whole time.
Yeah, girl, I told you. And I was just like, I'm just telling you what I see, but okay, let's go take a shot.
Um, I feel I think about that a lot actually. I think about like the first time I fell for his stupid ass lies that I'm like, "Damn, I should have left that time." But then again, I'm a big believer of like things happen for a reason. So I'm always like, "Damn, but if I would have left, I wouldn't have had the kids and this wouldn't have happened and this wouldn't have
Mhm.
happened." Like,
Yeah.
so at one point, yes, I do think I should have left like the minute I realized he was in another relationship the whole time, like way in the beginning. I should have left. I should have never tried to pursue any of that. Um, but again, I have the kids now, so I think I would have left when I left.
Do you think you became numb to the pain where it was
A
kind
hun
of like, oh, he did it again. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I got through it the first time. Like, we'll be okay. Like, do you,
yeah.
you just numb like yourself, like
Mhm.
to that?
Yeah, and it's funny because I never thought, like, I would have depression or and anxiety or anything like that. Like, I would always just think, "Oh, it's because of what I've been through that I feel this way." But no, like, it's legit. Like, I didn't realize, "Oh, I have depression." You know what I mean? Like, I was always like, "Oh,
Mhm.
I'm just sad because of everything that's happened." Like, no, it's for a reason why I am the way I am now.
No, I completely agree with you. I think that it made you who you are today.
Mhm,
In reference to the girl who shared her story with us, that, you know, she gave her husband a chance to change. And I
mhm.
mean, I know not every situation's like this, and that they both agreed to an open relationship. Do you think if both parties are okay with that, that that's a good solution to like the temptation to cheat? As
I
I said, if
don't.
both of them are okay with it.
I don't I don't think I could be with someone if they were like, let's have an open relationship because I'm the jealous type. And if you're going to
Tóxica.
be, yes, I am for sure. I'll admit it. I'm a little toxica sometimes. But if George was like, I want to date other people and you can date other people, I don't think I could go with it because I feel like I would
Would
be
you leave
mad.
him? Like, would you tell him, like, okay, since that thought is in your mind to like be with other people, like since that's already there, like it's in his, he's curious about it. Do you think a part of you would be like, well, then we're not gonna work? Like you're thinking about being with other people, like, well, how are you gonna stay faithful to me?
I don't think I would leave him like right that minute. I think I would for sure tell
That
him.
instant.
Yeah, I think I would tell him like how I feel. And then if he kept it up and was like, "Oh, but I think we should do this and like date other people and like
Takes you
do
on a double date and not even
yeah,
knowing already.
yeah, then I think at that point I would be like, "Okay, this is a little too much of what you want and I don't." Then I
That'd be really
probably
a
would
good
have been
story
like,
to share on
"That
the
would, but I don't
podcast.
want to be on that
George, go do it.
story." No. I
Just
don't wanna
kidding.
be
Hell
on
no.
that story. So, no, I
Hell
don't think I
no.
could I don't think like, how weird would it be you showing up on a date with Isaiah and there's another couple there, and he's like, "Let's see what
Feeling
happens."
me up or what?
Yeah, like, wouldn't that be gross?
Isaiah
I
would
mean, pa
not
all power
even
to you
like,
if that's what you're into, but
yeah.
I can't.
No, yeah, I think well, what's it called, in what's that show with the girl that what is it called? It was on Netflix. It was about, it was sex something.
Sex life?
Yes, that. Duh. Sex life. They like show up to a party where it's kind of like you're
Oh,
able to
yeah.
do anything with like anybody. Like take your pick. Like I mean, I'm I don't judge. It's not for me. It's not for Erica. Go ahead if that's what you do. I just really wonder like the type of dynamic that that relationship has in reference to like, is it okay to go that far with somebody else that's not your husband or your wife? I mean, I don't know. And then I think once you do take vows, like once you're husband and wife, like everything's different compared to like just dating. You know, I think like
Mhm.
you made a commitment to this one person. Like if you didn't want to be committed to one person, don't get married. Just stay,
Exactly.
just date, you know? But I don't know, girl. I mean, I know you've went through it in this topic and you had the kids with him, and you know it went into your adult, well, because again I had Angel when I was in high school, so
Mhm.
yours took place like when you were an adult. But I really think it happened for a reason, as
Yeah,
sad
I
as
do
it is, because
too.
I know you went through a lot. Like I know it was a hard time for you, but I mean look at you now.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I know that obviously things happen for a reason, but
I
do
mean
I
I'm sure it was a
regret
hard time.
cheating? No, probably not because it led me to not wanting to be there anymore. And it's funny because I feel like when somebody's cheating and then you cheat, they like flip it on you like, "Oh, you're the one that cheated. You're the one that's cheating. You're the bad one." This and that. When
Or
no,
they
bro,
get
you
mad when they did it
yeah.
first.
Exactly, because that was always the issue, like, literally caught him cheating, and then I went and did something, and then he was like, "But you cheated on me." No, bro, you cheated on me, like, this was fucking payback, not
He just
because
seems like he has a narcissist mentality.
oh,
Like
he's
nothing's his
such
fault. Like
mhm.
everything's your fault. Like if he did it, it's because
Even
of you.
now,
Like
when we
it's
argue
just
about the
insane.
kids, it's
Oh girl,
I'm
that's good.
he
You
plays the
got
victim. Yes.
your bags and left, because you would have
Mhm.
still.
I would have been
That's crazy.
struggling. I don't even honest like, this is not even, like, nice to think about. I don't even think I would have been alive if it was that serious because it was just too
Mhm.
much for me. Like, it was
It's
not
emotionally
healthy at all.
draining, mentally,
Mhm.
physically, everything. Like I think being in a relationship where you're constantly forgiving somebody for doing wrong towards you, like I don't know. I don't know. I wish that there was something that I could say, that you could say to help somebody in that situation
Mhm.
realize like you deserve more. Like you should not stay. Like it will be okay, whether you don't have family, whether you just have friends, or I don't know. Like
If you
maybe
don't
I'm
have the
wrong. And if you,
money
yeah, like please, I don't know. I feel like talk to me. And Erica, like, I just feel like you don't like girl,
Mm-mm.
not guys either, men or women deserve to be in that situation. That's where I think communication is so important. Like, just freaking tell them, like, I'm not attracted to you. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't feel the same. I don't know, maybe not in that way, but say it nicer. I just feel like communication is key.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I
And
tell
it's
Isaiah, like,
hard.
I'm like, would you ever tell me? And he's like, I don't know if I could like tell you that like I'm not attracted to you. And I'm like, well, you better text it, write it, email something. Like, don't cheat on me. I think that's like the worst. Like, I'd rather you tell me straight out, like, I don't want to be with you. I'm not attracted to you, than for you to cheat on me. Like, I've told him this several times, and he's always like I'm not. Like, I love you, and I'm like, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, just don't do that. Like, it's just I think it's so wrong.
Yeah, I know.
I
Did you
I
ever
just
watch Sex in the City?
yeah, I did. I watched the
So
whole
you know in
series.
the
I was proud of
first
myself.
movie, did you watch the movies? Remember when Steve cheats on Miranda and Steve's like,
Hmm.
it
And
was
he
just
tells her.
one time. Yeah. Like if he told you straight up like that he cheated, like it was an accident, like one thing led to another, would you be able to forgive him after that?
Mm-mm.
Not
No,
even if he did all the things Steve is doing, went to marriage
no,
counseling, did all this stuff, you wouldn't be able to
no.
forgive him?
No, and I think I don't know if that's what scares him, but I've told him that like I am so against cheating. I think like if you fell into that temptation once, like what makes me think that you wouldn't do it again? Like what on I don't know. I'm totally, totally against cheating. I have such strong maybe it's you know what, maybe it did affect me. I'm over here saying like, oh, it's high school, it didn't affect me.
And here
Maybe
you
that's
are.
why I feel I know. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's why I feel like this. Like I have such strong feelings about that. Like I'm like, don't do it. Like just tell me. Like just tell me like, hey, like I'm attracted to somebody else. Like there's this girl at work and I think she's attractive and like I've had like like thoughts. I don't know, something. But I'd rather him tell me. Like if he ever told me like one thing led to another and I slept with this girl, I'd be like, okay, like pack your shit, get out of my house. We'll figure it out. And I'm very like I'll be like, okay, you can still see the kids. I'm not gonna take the kids away. None of that nonsense. It's just don't like get your shit and leave. Like I'm not gonna I feel like especially since I've never cheated or anything, I'm like I deserve better. Like automatically
Mhm.
that comes to my mind, I think, because I put up with so many years of cheating from you know what? It did affect me. I take it all back. Take it back.
You're
Forget
welcome.
what I said.
I made you
Look,
believe
this
therapy is
conversation helped
working.
me realize yeah, it helped me realize look, so if you think it didn't affect you, it probably
It
did.
affected you, even if
Yeah,
it was in
because
middle school, high school,
yep.
whatever.
Look at me here. Yeah. Cause
So
you know
proud
what?
of
It's
you.
true. I never thought about it. It does. I'm very against it. And I'm just like, be straight out. Like freaking just be straight out. So yeah. I came to the realization it did affect me. And I do have
I
these conversations with Isaiah. I do
I
tell
think it
him
affects
like,
anyone at whatever age you were cheated
obviously.
on. I don't
Obviously.
think it matters like when when somebody cheated on you, I think you'll still think about it. And if I'm not saying your mom did or your dad did or anything, but I'm saying like if you also
My
grew
dad
up,
did actually.
oh, see?
Often. Very, 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 very. I
I
mean,
feel like
I
if you
love
grew
him,
up
but yeah.
thinking that or seeing that from somebody else, it puts you in that mindset that you're like, fuck no, anybody ever cheats on me, like I'm done. Like I will not
But
put up with it.
do you think sorry, it
It's
automatically
okay.
puts you in that mindset? Because like my mom that I love my dad. I've never which I told Isaiah, do you think it's weird? Because I never held a grudge against my dad after like him cheating on my mom. I loved him dearly. I may he rest in peace. But I never held a grudge against him. So I told Isaiah, am I messed up in the head? Like
No.
who like why would I like, there's like, look at it ends with us. Blake Lively had this like grudge against her dad, and I never felt that. So I'm like, in my household, I saw my mom forgive my dad several times for everything he did. So do you think because I saw my mom forgive my dad for cheating, that when Gabriel cheated on me, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, do you think sometimes it goes the opposite? Like you saw your mom or whoever put up with it, so you automatically think that it's an okay like behavior?
Yeah. Well, that's how it was in the movie. Like she saw her mom get beat up and she was like, "Nope, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that." And then it happened to her and she was like, "It's an
Excuses.
accident. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It happens." And then
Justifying
towards
it.
the end, she was like, "Oh shit, this really did happen. Like I can't allow that to happen." So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
reached
think
my end too. I was like, nope.
yeah,
Sorry, Isaiah. I just, nope. After Gabriel, I was like, no more.
but I think that's true. Like, not only did you see that happen, but I'm sure you saw your friends getting cheated on and everybody around you getting cheated on or not, whatever. Like, it just gave you a different mentality and made you think, like, I'm not going to be the one that cheats. And if somebody ever cheats on me, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to deal with it. Like, if I'm not worthy of their time or I'm not loved enough for them to not cheat, then get out.
I agree. I agree. And I think I have high expectations thanks to 90s R&B music. So I blame
Exactly.
that because
112.
I was always listening to it that I'm like, that's how I should be treated. That's exactly how some guy should be feeling about me. So Isaiah, good for you. Cause I mean, I married you for a reason. So you married George for a reason. So they did something right.
They better not fuck it up.
I know. I was so we were listening to music last time, and I was like, they don't make music like that back then
Mm-mm.
at all. Makes me sad.
I know. But if you, like, for real cannot feel like you just cannot leave an unhealthy relationship and want
More
advice,
for
or
yourself or advice.
please reach out to us. We won't judge you. Like, even if you're like, I don't know, something bad, we won't judge you. We just want to help people, and that's the reason why we wanted to make the podcast, because we wanted you to feel like, not just you, but like everybody feel like they have like somebody to talk to, or like want advice from other people, like anything like that. That's why we wanted to do it.
Yeah, I agree. We did. I mean, it is hard to keep up with, not gonna lie, but both made the decision to do the podcast for that reason, like to just let you guys know that there's somebody that's either been through it, like whether it's one of us or somebody else, like we've been through it, and we just want to be able to help you, or like Erica said, like if you need advice or something, send us a
We will put
message.
it
We've
out
had
there.
Yeah, we will. That girl who shared her story with us about her relationship with her ex-husband, thank you for that. We appreciate it. And we usually carry conversations with you guys, and we really appreciate that because I feel like that means you guys are listening, and we're responding to you guys to be able to give you like how we feel and what we would do, or our advice or our opinion, which may not always be right, but we're here to listen, I promise you, with no
We
judgment
are.
whatsoever.
Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful weekend. Please feel free to DM us and let us know any other topics you want us to talk about or listen to. Anything. We're here for you. Like us, subscribe, share. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram if you're not yet.
Yes, please go do all of the I was gonna say all of the
Above.
above. All of the things that Erica listed. Share our page, please. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.